Well, we have a Southern Oregonian that has returned to her roots in the studio with us today. Cheryl Martin's with us today, and she writes books, mystery books for children. Nice to have you. How are you?
Thank you. Nice to be here.
And
I'm fine.
You're in the schools doing this, huh?
Yes.
This is
I'm
wonderful.
talking about them.
The series is called the Hawaiian Island Detective Club series, and we'll get some pictures up on the screen. And how'd you start this? How'd you do this?
Well, I just wanted to write for that age group. When I was 10 years old, I loved Nancy Drew, and I decided that someday I was going to do it, and it took a lot of years, but then I started out writing for adults and really realized that where I wanted to be were for the kids.
And you're writing mystery for kids?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about a couple of these. Pineapples in Peril. What's this?
They're set in Hawaii because I lived there once a long time ago and loved it and thought, where would kids like to, you know, have a setting for a book?
Yeah.
And I thought Hawaii would be great.
Yeah.
And so it's a mystery about someone's vandalizing the pineapple fields. And my main character, Leilani, gets her friends to become involved because they love to solve pretend mysteries or read mystery books, and this was a real mystery. So they decide to figure out who's vandalizing the fields and why.
Wow. How do you weave God into this?
It's very subtle, but the kids do go to church. They attend potlucks at church. Leilani refers to God every once in a while or talks to him, even when she's having problems with her younger brother, who is 10 years old. By the way, my main characters are 13, and her younger brother thinks he should be part of the Hawaiian Island Detective Club, so even when she's dealing with him, she might apologize to God. Sorry, God, but my little brother makes me so mad.
Oh, so you got a couple themes going on at the same time. How is this being used in schools? How are you being used there?
Well, mainly I'm talking with kids about reading and encouraging them to read. I'm talking to them about writing. I always donate a book or two books, since there's two in the series right now, to the school libraries. I talk about writing as well. We talk a little bit about Hawaii, and we talk about the books.
Do you see interest in that from young people?
Oh, yes. They get very
excited. Even with this age, with all these computers and everything, they want to read and write?
They do, and they like the books. I mean, a lot of them will ask if it's on Kindle or something, but they do like the hardcover books as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, let's get into the other one. This one is what...
Menehunes Missing.
Menehunes Missing. Okay,
yes.
Well, that's kind of interesting. Okay, what's happening here?
The little Menehune statues. Menehunes are like leprechauns. How leprechauns are in Ireland, Menehunes are the little people, the treasured little people of Hawaii. And there's a hunt going on for these little statues of the Menehunes, and it's a fundraiser. And the kids discover they want to participate in this Menehune hunt, and then they discover that they're disappearing for real. And so they want to know, why are they disappearing? Who's taking them and why? And that's the mystery.
Where do you get your ideas? I'm always fascinated with authors because there's a main theme, but there's all these other sub-themes that kind of parallel and goes along. It's just a fascinating gift.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Mostly I came up with titles first, which isn't always the case with authors. But because I kind of wanted that alliteration in the title and use something that's a mystery word and something that's a Hawaiian word, that's kind of how I came up with it. And then as far as writing, I write seat of the pants. So the story writes itself to me as I'm writing.
Really?
And I have a general idea of where I'm going, but as I go along, I don't know who the suspects are necessarily. They just kind of unfold to me.
Really?
As it goes.
What would you say to budding writers to get started on something like this? I mean, it seems like a dream come true for you, obviously, but how would people get started in something like this?
Well, I encourage them to write.
I think there's a book in all of us. I think there's a book in all of us, you know. But how do we do this? You know?
Yeah, I encourage kids of all ages to write, of course, but then also to take classes and then pursue writing groups. There's always local writing groups that kids, or, well, usually older teenagers, not kids that are this age necessarily reading these, but they can write. And then as they get older, to search out those writing groups and become involved. And that's what I did. And
Where can parents get these and get their kids going? How can they get a hold of these?
Those are available online through Amazon or Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
They also can, I have a website, and they can get autographed copies through me. And then the schools that I visit, we always hand out order forms so parents can order them.
Okay, what's your web? Do you mind getting, is that it here?
Yes, it's www.CherylLinnMartin.com.
Oh, there it is.
And
okay.
the Linn is spelled L-I-N-N.
Okay.
So.
CherylLinnMartin.com. Well, it's when you go into a school now. Do you go into like a classroom, or are you going into like a rally setting? How do they use you?
Mostly in the library, and then they bring classes in. It's either one class or sometimes it's several classes together. I've also done a huge assembly with over 400 kids at one school, and that was really fun and interesting, and they were great.
Really?
Yeah, you'd think.
What do you say to them? What do you say?
I encourage reading, first of all. That's my mission, to encourage kids to read and read what they like to read. I encourage writing. Not everybody likes to write, but whoever does, I really encourage them to pursue it. And just to find that joy in reading and writing and moving forward.
Do you journal personally?
I have on occasion, but it's not my big thing.
Really?
I'm not a big journaler.
Yeah.
So
I ask that because some people are very prolific in it, and others struggle with it. I struggle with it. I don't know. I tried it, and I keep doing it, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm writing first, third, or second, or third, or if I'm writing a prayer, or what I'm doing. I just put some words on a paper,
Yeah.
but apparently that's what it's all about. Well, this is fascinating. Let me encourage you. It's called the Hawaiian Island Detective Club Series. What's coming up next? What do you got coming?
the third book is called Ukuleles Undercover, which in Hawaiian it's pronounced ukulele. So, but I always, because we say it as ukulele, that I kind of use it that way. And that was a big one that a friend came up with the name for that one, and I thought, what a cool name! And I thought, how am I going to do that? Ukuleles Undercover.
So, what is it? What's going on with it?
That one is that, see, Leilani's a big surfer, but her younger brother, he likes music and such, and there's a mystery going on at the music school. Somebody's leaving threats, and he makes Leilani take ukulele lessons to figure it out, and she's not very happy about doing that.
Ukuleles?
Ukulele.
Ukulele Undercover. All right, now you're going to be at Hoover, Hedrick, Washington, Jackson, and Wilson.
Yes.
Starting this week?
Yes.
One each day?
Pretty much. One day there'll be two.
Well, that's
One
wonderful.
day,
so if you have students in either one of those schools, or all of them, of course you have to live all over, but anyway, Hoover, Hedrick, Washington, Jackson, and Wilson, look for Cheryl, as she'll be talking to the students, and make sure you might want to get your son and daughter in there, especially if you're having some reading issues or writing issues. But what I'm hearing you say is you make it fun.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do wholesome writing, and fun, and the mystery is fun and exciting, and I want to encourage, like I said, the reading and the writing. And also when I'm at Hedrick, because it's the middle school, I'll be talking a lot about creative writing and some of the methods that are used to make fun creative writing.
Before I run out of time, how can parents use these books with their children?
There's a great message throughout the books of the sibling and rivalry thing and family. So Leilani has a really tough time with her little brother, and she can't figure out why her mom says that chemo's a special blessing, because Leilani says, I've never seen it. But it's how she comes to terms with that and really realizes how special chemo is. But he'll always be her annoying little brother.
So you can deal with family dynamics in these things.
Exactly.
Oh, that's wonderful. Cheryl, thank you. And again, CherylLinnMartin.com is the website, or look for them. There's pictures of them there on the screen. And you can look for them at Barnes & Noble or Amazon. You can Google them there. Thank you, and the best to you. And thanks for coming back to Southern Oregon. Again, Hoover,
Yes.
Hedrick, Washington, Jackson, and Wilson. She'll be speaking to students about reading and writing, so you may want to check it out and encourage your student to go. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so
Wonderful,
much.
Wonderful stuff. We'll be right back.